Hello everyone, it's time for this video to have a preface rather than an addendum. Okay, so I thought about this long and hard. I'm definitely not trying to overdo the whole internet drama thing, but it's going so fast and so many things have happened that I'm gonna have to basically do what I did last time with the responses of the responses videos and put loads of things in together and present it as a triple whammy of drama. Call it a triple whammy ponage too if you want. There's so much just been going on in the past couple of days. I'm finding it very difficult to keep up as things have been going on. I've got to do this response to their stuff that they said after our initial responses, and then shit happened after that I've also got to do videos on. And then another thing came out as well. I'm sure you all know what it is, but if you don't, stay tuned. I will be doing these videos. And then I've got other things, like I've got a Halloween special to do, and I'm not even half prepared for that. I don't even have my costume for a start. I'm planning to do that in costume. Because, hey, why not? It's a Halloween special. And I might only get one done for that. So, for the people at home, in your basements, in your bedrooms, your living rooms, this is going to be me replying to 3 different things. Multimedia, in fact. 2 videos from Kevin Logan and Jenny Mcderp with their responses to our backlash, and Margaret Pless's recent article about Thunderfoot, or the MRA YouTube stars. So without further ado, let's do this.
23 October 2015. To the members of Comedy Central, press contact for the Colbert Report.
Colbert Report. Report. Jen, report. Not rapport. Report. I thought that was funny to point out.
Renata Luxak and Eve Kenny. Editor-in-Chief David Daly at Salon.com. Editor Paul DeCray at the Daily Mail. Editor-in-Chief of Gawker, Tommy Craggs.
Ooh, Gawker, Jenny. What's the matter? You're bringing out all the big guns and... the Daily Mail? Seriously? A right-wing newspaper from the United Kingdom? You don't even know which newspapers in England to even contact, because I have an inkling on what you're trying to do here.
President and Editor-in-Chief of the Huffington Post, Ariana Huffington. Executive Editor of Alternet, Don Hazen. The Editor of Daily Kos, Marcos Molitsas. Editor at the New York Times, Jen Baquette. Editor of the London Times, John Witherow. Editor of the LA Times, Devon Maharaj. And finally, to the Editor of the San Diego Union Tribune, Jeff Light.
That is a long list of people in the media that you want to bring attention to your poor friend who has jeopardized her own business. But, you know, who am I to judge? Maybe these media conglomerates will take issue and feel sorry for this poor woman who sadly nearly destroyed her business.
I am a woman who is being harassed online for being a feminist.
Oh yeah, harassed on the internet for being a feminist. Sure, I mean, there's no evidence for this. I think what you mean by harassment is people like me, Aldous Valor, Felfot Returns, The Drunken Peasants, Thunderfoot, who else? Sargon of Akkad, basically replying to your videos, showing how full of shit you are, and then people laughing at you because of how full of shit you are. That's what you mean.
Feminists online are every day having their private information posted online, such as email, home address, home phone, IP address, etc., for the express purpose of silencing them or getting them to leave online spaces.
Oh really, Jenny? Oh really? You got any evidence for that? But before you do, I will just leave this right here.
Deflated and defeated. It really, and don't even give me that First Amendment nonsense. You have every right to say it, and I have every right to call you a fucking asshole and try to find your address and put it out there.
And apparently, it's my guys who are apparently the ones doxing people in an attempt to silence them. But, you know, who needs the facts when you've got an agenda?
The threat for women like me is that someone may copy the posted home address and assault you physically or sexually, and possibly even end you.
Yeah, sure. End the hyperbole. That is the most extreme thing that could possibly happen, but has it ever actually happened? Because people who aren't feminists and people who have had a disagreement. I'm still waiting for that story in the news.
I'm writing an open letter to many online media outlets regarding a particular person responsible for the majority of online harassment, which has led to a feminist by the name of Anita Sarkeesian to receive a bomb threat at a speaking event in Utah.
Yes, that same bomb threat that was told by the police. We were told by the police that this was actually fake. There was nothing in it, yet she knew full well that even though it was fake, she cancelled anyway. Because you know why? Why go to a speech where you can have 3 questions from the floor when you can simply cancel it, make a load of money, and then just watch and see the neo-progressive media go apeshit, blaming Gamergate, nerds, all sorts, when really it was just a third-party troll. And just only a couple of months later, during the GG in DC meetup, there was another bomb threat, only against Gamergate. And lo and behold, this bomb threat just happened to be legit. We were lucky that nothing actually happened.
She was featured on the Colbert Report.
Report! Jenny, report.
Earlier this year to explain the terror she lives in because of her harassers online.
Oh yeah, the same interview where she failed for at least a minute or two to give Stephen Colbert at least one example of a game that causes violence or sexism, until eventually he got her to say Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, that absolute train wreck of an interview. Right.
The user responsible for the major uprising online is a chemist.
Stop the hyperbole. This is not a major uprising. This is a backlash. The uprising was Gamergate, and he didn't even start that. That was a collection of individuals, numbering in the tens of thousands. I think you're forgetting something. Thunderfoot is not starting some crazy uprising against the feminist establishment in YouTube, which is ironic because you're trying to be the victimhood oppressed people attacking the oppressive MRA kind of establishment on YouTube, which is silly in a way, but no, that's not how it works. That's a lie and hyperbole. Please stop.
Living in the Czech Republic, who goes by the name of Dr. Philip Mason, aka Thunderfoot, online. He has recently threatened to have the personal information of myself and a few other feminists online exposed.
No individuals that she's talking to, subscribers, social justice warriors, neutrals alike. Hear my words. She does not give you any evidence for that at all. She does not give you any evidence at all. This is what happened. Laughing Witch doxed herself. Thunderfoot found the video where she doxed herself, showed where she worked, told her, look how easy it is to find your details. Look what might happen if someone were to find them and potentially harm your business, harm yourself. And lo and behold, that happened. He didn't tell people to do it. He warned her. She egged people on. She told people, oh, you can't sack me, it's my business. Go on, I dare you, I double dare you, motherfucker. She dared people. She was gloating that she was going to get him fired, that she was going to silence him, and the rest of YouTube will never hear from Thunderfoot again. Yeah, funnily enough, what Thunderfoot predicted happened. And he didn't tell anyone to do it. People decided of their own accord to do it. And funnily enough, yesterday night, just when I found the news about what happened to Jenny McDermott, you got doxed. It was by an anonymous troll. An anonymous troll who worked under the collective of Baphomet. So, wasn't Thunderfoot.
Because we have been protesting his abusive online behavior.
Oh, really? Then what is trying to get someone fired from their job and arrested by the police? People, they wrote and attempted to drive Thunderfoot out of his job by conducting a letter writing campaign to silence him. And also, in this letter, they said that he was a Nazi sympathiser and a Holocaust denier, which in the Czech Republic is illegal. That can get you 1 to 5 years in jail. That is trying to silence him. He could get arrested for that. His life could be ruined, potentially. Now, let me just give you some background. Basically, Thunderfoot was in a debate with Ray Comfort. Ray Comfort, okay, people? Now do you see, you're beginning to see a pattern here. Ray Comfort asked him a very loaded question that if he was to go back in time and he met the baby Hitler or something, I'm paraphrasing, would he kill Hitler? And bear in mind, this is an attempt to show that atheism has no morals, basically. This is trying to make religion more morally superior, because he could then say, look, we're more moral because he wouldn't kill Hitler. And Thunderfoot basically said, I probably would not, because who knows what could happen. I could kill him, yet someone 10 times worse could crop up out of nowhere. More people could have been killed. You don't know that. We don't know. Changing time's a dangerous thing. And these people have taken that, twisted it, and said that he is now a Holocaust denier, when he never denied it. He never denied it. He never claimed he had Nazi sympathies. Also, they twisted the thing he did about Rommel. Yes, Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, the same German general who, last I checked, had to kill himself as a form of execution because he tried to assassinate Hitler. Oh, right, yeah. And let's not forget the other historical facts that even proper liberal historians don't admit. They just say, straight up, yeah, he was not a Nazi. He disobeyed several of Hitler's orders and treated his prisoners well, and as far as I know, he had no war crimes against the Jews. That's not defending the Nazis or defending Rommel, it's just stating fact. So that is where that comes from. Yet they could use that to end his life potentially. That could stop him getting jobs in the field that he loves, because he wants to keep his research job, even though technically they're shooting themselves in the foot, because if he was to be fired from his job, he could just concentrate on YouTube, because apparently he makes more than enough via Patreon to get by on, so he would be making more videos and annoying them. But see, they tried to ruin his life, and apparently that's not harassment, but him calling them out on their bullshit is apparently harassment and horrible crimes against humanity on the internet. Right.
A letter writing campaign was begun where a few feminists wrote letters to his employer listed on his Wikipedia page in order to express concerns about his actions.
Excellent twisting and propaganda, Jenny. It's just concern. He's not trying to ruin a man's life.
His retaliation was to reveal the work and Yelp page of one of the feminists, Jennifer Keller, who was forced to remove her business website, Yelp account, YouTube account, and Twitter account, all due to the severe harassment she was receiving.
Now, everyone knows my opinion. I didn't think Thunderfoot should really have shown where her work is. But let's just get things straight here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. She doxed herself. That's how he got it in the first place. If she hadn't have released that video, if she hadn't started this hate campaign against him, which is what it actually is, you're trying to do the fabled bully tactic of blame the actual victim here. But, whatever, But, she did it, not him. And yeah, harassment. Sure, people are leaving 1-star reviews, but what do you expect? People are going to do that. I didn't do it. I think it was stupid. I think it's counterproductive. But I can understand why they did it.
She began receiving phone calls to her home where people accused her of being a pedophile. as well as other comments of a harassing nature.
I hate to trigger the social justice pope, Steve Shives, but pedantic evidence, please.
This morning, all of my private information was released on YouTube, and I removed my Yelp because a hacker sent me a private message warning me to remove it, as people can find the spots I frequent due to the reviews I've left. I also receive death and rape threats very often online.
Now, the hacker wasn't our fault. These are third-party people doing it for the lulz, Jenny, and you know that. But it's not about the facts or the truth with you, it's about the agenda. And look, we all get death threats. I have been threatened. You've been threatened. Thunderfoot has been threatened many times. Sargon's been threatened. Laughing Witch has been threatened. Wielded Ape has been threatened. We've all been threatened at some point. But, you know, facts. Who needs them?
Which I've screenshot and reported. We need to do something to fight this online harassment of women.
But who cares about the men? I mean, despite the fact that they get more internet harassment on average than women, who cares about the men? It's the women's that we need to help. That's sexist, Jenny.
And hopefully put an end to it. Sarkeesian recently went to the United Nations and spoke out against the bullying that is extremely prevalent in online spaces and offered solutions to make minor changes that could protect people from being attacked at their jobs or their homes simply for being women online.
Ah yes, that UN report, where basically me saying that you suck is bullying. That is not bullying. Calling you out on your bullshit is not bullying. It is called an argument. But, you know, we've got to martyr ourselves in the name of Saint Anita against the evil devil that is the patriarchy.
However, I am in desperate need of your help.
Keep it up. Oh, Jenny, keep playing that victim card, man. Oh, yeah.
I have a growing YouTube channel, but my voice is still very small. I need to be able to reach people through you and give voice to this positive and peaceful movement.
I noticed that many of those people in that list were men. So, you're gonna get men to help you solve your problems. What's this about? The strong, independent women that don't need no man.
That myself and other women online have begun to be a force in the face of absolute savage behavior.
You what, mate? It's not savage behaviour. It's just the internet. Grow up. Alrighty, it's time for part 2, and this time it's Kevin Logan white knighting for Jenny. It's almost like a sequel, isn't it?
Hello there, YouTube.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Now, firstly, apologies. This is going to be another ranty one. And I know I said in my last proper video that I'd try and get back to doing more usual sort of
I don't know, your ranty videos?
funny material, funny videos.
Oh, I didn't know you were a comedian, Kevin. Oh, I see.
But I've got something else to get off my chest.
That cholesterol that's getting closer and closer to your heart?
Because now there's been a development.
Oh, don't tell me it reached it and now you're in danger. You need a bypass. Oh, no.
Jenny McDermott, who I consider very much a friend, has had her docs dropped.
No, you don't need your heart to have a bypass. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, well. Wait, oh no. That's a brilliant thing. Great, Kevin. Grand. Yeah, people, I was gonna do this in another video, but it turns out in this video he also talks about it. There's another video where he wears a fez, but I think that might be something else, maybe. Who cares? Anyway, yeah, this is my response to Kevin and also the people who doxed her. But first, let's just let Kevin explain what happened, and then I will, of course, lay down the facts in case he happens to twist it or lie. Because, you know, he never does that. It's nothing but the truth with fucking Kevin, isn't it?
As of last night, I believe, or possibly the day before. Yeah, she's had her personal information disseminated onto the internet by the Thunder drones.
No, Kevin. No, it was not us who did it. It was Baphomet, people. It was Baphomet, you know, the 8chan board, who are well-known doxers of not just social justice warriors and feminists, but also Gamergate people. They've done it to the Ralph Retort, which is perhaps one of the most famous examples of their GG ones, and many others. They don't care who they dox. It's all for the lulz for them. I mean, in this case, yes, the person who asked for the dox to happen in the board, which you can see, you can just go on their board on 8chan and see it. He was a Thunderfag. That's what he called himself. But he actually doesn't seem to like Thunderfoot that much to call himself one. As he said in his own words, and I'll link it to the description, and you can find it. It's all there. That he considers him a cook who's obsessed with Sarkeesian. So make of that what you will. But he wasn't the one who did the docs. It was somebody else. He asked for it to happen, and then other people in Baphomet did it. Whether or not they were Thunderfoot fans, anti-SJWs who were doing it for the lulz, or social justice warriors who were doing it for the lulz, or just neutrals, we don't know. Baphomet are anonymous. Hell, the guy could even have been pretending to be a Thunderfoot fan for all we know. Why would he have called him a cook? We don't know. But we know for sure that it wasn't your average Thunderfoot fan. It was Baphomet. But then again, there's no way of knowing who actually doxed her. All we have going is that it was this collective that did it. And Kevin is trying to twist that.
With, I think, obviously malicious intent. They're attempting to silence her because she dared to stand up to the Thunder Christ.
No, Baphomet did it because that's what Baphomet does. They dox people that other people don't like. Thunderfoot didn't organise it. Nobody else sat around and thought, we're going to do this. Some guy asked Baphomet to do it, and lo and behold, they did it. Or maybe they don't like her. Maybe they've been keeping tabs on this whole thing. In fact, it wasn't just her that he wanted to dox. He had a whole list of people. He wanted to dox Hannibal the Victor. He wanted to dox Bewildered Ape. He wanted to dox other people, although Laughing Witch already doxed herself. I think that was the 4. And look, we don't know his real intentions. I don't know if he did it if he wanted to silence them or for the lulz. We don't know. We don't know their motivations. It was crass, it was wrong, and we've all been calling it out. We don't agree with it. But what we don't like is you twisting it.
And it's fucking disgusting. You people are scum.
Oh really? You're blaming an entire subsection of people from the actions of one anonymous person who we don't even know was or wasn't a Thunderfoot fan, considering he could well have been lying. Or, hell, he didn't even do the doxing, he requested it, and look, some other people did it. We don't know who they were. You are lying and twisting the facts to suit your agenda and your white knighting. And it's so funny to see you do this, because you're also a bit of a scumbag yourself, aren't you? I mean, you are the one who basically insulted my mother by saying that her abortion card wasn't redeemable. Yeah, and apparently you're an arbiter of peace now. Right.
You call yourself rational, free-thinking skeptics. Oh yeah, that's right, you were just criticising her. You weren't duck you were just criticising. Yeah, that's all you people do, just criticise.
Yes, that's exactly what we did, Kevin. That's exactly what we did, and you fucking know it. You fucking know it, you lying potato-headed, Brummy City supporting wanker. You fucking know it. You know it to be true. You fucking know it. Yet here you are, knowing full well who doxed her, lying to our faces once again. Because you have to be the white knight. You have to be the one who's going to save the women's, kick all the misogynists out of atheism. All in the name of the women's. Because Kevin Logan, Kalo, the Kevolution. Well, I meant to tell you one thing. The Kevolution will certainly not be televised. Because especially with you and your abhorrent behaviour right now. Stop the lies and the bullshit. You know full well who did it. We could actually work together to stop this doxing. But no, instead you have to pretend to be the peacekeeper. You have to do their dirty work. And now you're just, and now, as it turns out later, you're just aiding in the transformation into professional victims. Well done. You saved the women's.
You were just being sceptical about whether or not her personal safety should be fucking endangered.
Nobody said that. Stop strawmanning and lying.
You people make me fucking sick.
Feeling is fucking mutual. Only the difference is mine is honest, yours is fake.
No wonder the atheist community is looked at as a fucking disgusting, harassing, misogynist rabble.
That was you. That was you spreading those lies. That was you spreading those rumours. It was your camp. Because we kicked you out. We refused to have your ideology take over atheism. Atheism is not an ideology. It is a state of unbelief. That is what it is. And you guys didn't like the fact that they fought back. We fought back. And now you're spreading those rumours that atheists in the YouTube atheist community are harassing misogynists. That was you. You twisting, lying little shit. Ha! There's just no dirty trick that you won't pull out the book, is there, Kevin?
Because it deserves no other fucking tag. You've made it so that it deserves nothing better by reputation.
By fucking lies, Kevin. By lies spread by the likes of you. And you now wonder why we have such a tag? Because of you. You are unself-aware. Unbelievable. Oh no, wait. No, I don't think it's true.
And I'm not going to blame Thunderfoot completely for that.
You're going to anyway, aren't you? You're going to.
Because he didn't ask anyone to drop her, and he didn't even insinuate it.
It's not what you said before, and it's certainly not what the others are saying, is it? What now? Are you changing your tune? Are you being hypocritical?
But he knew by stoking up the fucking rabble, especially by connecting it to Anita Sarkeesian, pointlessly, fucking needlessly.
He did it because of her, because they're fans of her, because you are a fan of her. That's why they did it. That's why they did it. Because he criticised her, and he criticised them, and they didn't like it. That's why they did it. And no, he didn't tell the rabble to do it, as you call us. No, they chose to. Like you said, he didn't do anything, did he? Don't contradict yourself.
Because he's desperate to try and get the last few pounds or dollars or Czech krona, I suppose, more appropriately.
Like you're doing for Laughing Witch right now, eh? Just getting some of them dollar bills for her fund anything, eh? Don't be a hypocrite. Also, citation needed. What can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
Out of the fucking Gamergate scum.
Look in the mirror, Kevin. It's the pot calling the kettle.
The dregs of that movement. As if that movement in totality wasn't bad enough, but the fucking dregs that are left of it.
It's so funny because the dregs of your movement are worse in comparison. We're positively clean in comparison to you.
By mentioning Anita Sarkeesian in connection to something that she wasn't connected to in the fucking slightest.
Mcderp just before consistently talked about Anita Sarkeesian. Stop lying. You know full well she has everything to do with this. Indirectly, maybe. But, nonetheless, she's the reason why the letter writing campaign happened. She didn't cause it, but it's the subject of her that caused it.
And especially bringing it up, over a year after it actually fucking happened, and he'd already dealt with it?
Bullshit, and you know it. Because it was Laughing Witch who actually brought it up. But never mind.
There was no need for this. He knew by stoking up those fucking...
Now wait just a second. Wait just a second there, Kevin. How they just dismiss it like, oh, it happened a year ago, it's old news. No, they still did it. If they had not done that letter writing campaign, none of this would ever have happened. It doesn't matter if it was 1 week ago or 1 year ago. They should never have done it in the first place.
Festering piles of cow shit.
Look at yourself, mate.
That disguise themselves rather cleverly as humans. That there would be ripple effects to this.
Dehumanise the subject so we're a lot more easier to get rid of people. That's what he's trying to do. We're not human to him. That's why we're easy targets, or why we're bad targets. There's no such thing as bad tactics, is there? But we'll be getting to that in the next part.
And because Jenny dared to stand up, They can't have a woman speaking up to the Thunder Christ.
Please, the only misogynist here is you for taking away her agency and making her look like a helpless victim who can't do anything without the help of her white knight, Kevin Logan. Please, cut the crap.
So the duck dropped her.
Baphomet did it, people. Remember that. Baphomet did it.
You people are filth. You really are. You're not skeptics in the slightest.
What, and you are Mr. Tinfoil Hat Fedora, saying Sargon is a right-winger pretending to be a left-winger. Oh, we're just trying to attack these people because they're women.
You're as fundamentalist about Thunderfoot as any fucking Christian funder, as the fucking Whisper Baptist Church are, or as the Muslim Brotherhood or anything else. You people are scum.
Oh, now, stop the projection for 1 second, please. Stop being the world's greatest human projection and just, for once, be open and just say, yeah, I'm fundamentalist about feminism. Oh, I am totally obsessed with these women. I totally want to get laid. Because then we might actually respect you. You are a radical feminist. You just literally take all your skepticism out of the window in the name of the women's and the feminists and the ideology. We don't. We're not obsessed with Thunderfoot. We don't worship him. We could unsub from him one day if he did something absolutely horrible, but he didn't. Did he? Never mind. We're the bad guys. Okay, people. Let's read the article. A DC area tub restoration company has received many negative reviews on Yelp because of a YouTube smear campaign against the owner's wife. Oh, slight problem there, Miss Pless. No, it wasn't a smear campaign. In fact, the smear campaign was actually by them, but never mind. Jennifer Keller, 52, Laughing Witch, owned the now deleted YouTube account Laughing Witch, where she published several videos critical of Carl Benjamin and Phil Mason, #Gaming8 pundits, who make their livelihoods via Patreon and YouTube. I guess they're talking about Sargon and Thunderfoot there. Specifically, Keller participated in a letter-writing campaign against Thunderfoot, informing Mason's workplace about his channel and views. Now, before we get into the rest of it, people, she published several views critical of them, yes, but it was all bullshit. There was no evidence. It was all assertive bullshit and conspiratorial hogwash. She was borderline paranoid. We all know that. Mason complained on YouTube that the intent of this letter was to slander him, a neo-Nazi, and get him fired, and waxed a long time, well, not actually, about how this tactic is cruel and inhumane. Yes, it is. It is, in fact. But we all know what's coming up, don't we? And don't worry, I've got a bombshell to drop on her. Then Mason dock-dropped Keller's business, demanding Keller answer to swift and ironic internet justice from her customers. No, but first, before we get into that, I just want to show you this, Margaret. So before you start lecturing us on dot dropping and how bad it is, please don't be a hypocrite, Pless. But of course, as we know, there's no such thing as bad tactics, only bad targets. Isn't that right, Movie Bob? Thunderfoot was actually referring to internet justice itself. He did not ask or demand for internet justice. He told her internet justice is swift and ironic. You are misquoting him. In fact, you're outright lying. That is not what he said. But never mind, let's continue. Over the past 2 days, Porcelain Tub Restoration received at least 9 negative reviews on Yelp from people who almost certainly didn't hire them, all of which received dozens of upvotes. Keller's company Yelp score tumbled from 4.5 to 1.5 virtually overnight. Yeah, and that wasn't her fault at all, was it? Benjamin and Mason have about 500,000 subscribers combined, viewers who are basically coming to watch these Rush Limbaugh wannabes roast feminists and progressives. Both of them are liberal, actually. Sargon is actually a supporter of Jeremy Corbyn, which, because you're an American, you wouldn't know who he is. He's basically the leader of the Labour Party, which is basically the left-wing British party, the biggest one, which is basically like the Democrats. So that means that Corbyn is basically like Bernie Sanders politically, but a bit more to the left, only a tiny bit. I don't think he wants to be like Rush Limbaugh. And basically, Phil he has made a living earlier on in YouTube. Well, I wouldn't say a living, because when he started, he couldn't make a living off of YouTube. He made his bread and butter videos basically mocking and taking apart and dissecting, destroying right-wing conservative creationist arguments. There's no way he would want to be like Rush Limbaugh. So Pless, stop the bullshit, please. The two channels are so similar. Actually, no, they're very different. Very, very different. Before you even go on, I have to stop you there. I have to stop you there. Sargon is mainly history, social justice, and political based. Thunderfoot is science based with occasional forays into history and social justice and feminism. They overlap on the same subjects, but they tend to do it in different ways. YouTube tends to recommend one. The two channels are so similar, YouTube tends to recommend one if you search for the other. Well, they recommend Bane666 occasionally for me, because we're similar. So what? They're still different in many ways. Currently, Benjamin earns $972 per MRA tripe video. Actually, he's not an MRA, he's an egalitarian, but we're all MRAs to you because we disagree with you. It's a bad word, isn't it? Whereas Mason gets $3,500 per appearance. Who cares? Who cares about how much money they make? What are you getting at? Well, Mason did the actual work of finding Keller's Yelp page and posting it. No, actually, Laughing Witch posted it herself in the deleted video, and that's how we all found it. We knew who she was. She literally filmed herself sending that email. Carl Benjamin was only too pleased with the development, saying, "The drama with Laughing Witch can be summed up as one woman screaming Allahu Akbar, then blowing herself up in an open field." So what? That doesn't necessarily say he was pleased. He's describing the development. That's not him saying he's pleased. You can't twist that, Pless. It seems obvious to me that the only reason Thunderfoot dropped Laughing Witch was to allow his fanboys a gratuitous and intrusive access to Keller's personal affairs, so that they could do the dirty work of actually ruining her livelihood on Mason's behalf. And it seems obvious to me that Sargon of Akkad supports it because he's the number 2 anti-feminist pundit on YouTube by paycheck size. Actually no, he's number 3 because the Amazing Atheist completely trumps them when it comes to income and subs combined. He has 700,000. Them together is 500,000. You neglect to mention that, Pless. And also, they're not making money off of this, really. Honestly. A lot of the times, Thunderfoot doesn't even put his videos on the Patreon feed. You can go and have a look. Go and have a look. But don't mind me. And again, he didn't drop her, but hypocrisy. Oh, their campaign to harass Keller off the internet seems to avert, at least in the short term. No, actually she did it herself because she realised she fucked up, because now her business is beginning to falter because of her mistake. Her apology today only testifies to that. But I know this was written in the past, but still. Keller has deleted her profiles on YouTube and Twitter, and Porcelain Tubs Restoration's Yelp page is said to be under active cleanup alert, meaning Yelp's aware of the fake review brigade and moderating new reviews. Now look, I don't agree with what they did, but can you blame them? Really? He didn't tell them to do it. He didn't say, go forth and make bad reviews. He just said, look how easy it is to find your details because of what you did. It would be look what could happen, and lo and behold it did happen, because people have the freedom of choice to do what they want to do. In order for this to work, we have to be what Kevin Logan likes to term as thunder drones. But we aren't, are we? Calls to the business were not immediately answered, making me suspect Keller's inbox has been snowed with voicemails having little to do with tub restoration. Oh sure, but they were totally fine in calling you to make this article, weren't they? I mean, they're getting into contact with David Futrell as we speak, despite the fact that at the same time she was sending her lapdog Kevin to be on a peace envoy to Thunderfoot. I'm glad he said no, because that's what she was doing. She was going to smear him in the press. She will not stop until he is silenced. Classic bullying tactics, people. It's not known what the ultimate damage to Keller or Porcelain Tub Restoration will be as a result of triggering Thunderfoot. Oh, the irony. With her acts of legal speech. What legal speech? She nearly got him arrested for something he never did. Mason and Benjamin, I don't even know what Sargon has to do with this. Sargon had literally nothing to do with this. You just don't like Sargon and I'm trying to put him under the bus as well. Because he happens to be actually number 3, biggest anti-feminist. God. Mason and Benjamin seem prepared to grind away on this one for the long haul, so stay tuned for updates. More lies? Hell yes, that just means more material. Anyway, people, that's the end of the triple whammy drama fest. I have done all that I need to do with these videos. I'll probably do a few other videos, and then I'll probably respond to the other ones, and then I'll leave it at that, because unless something really big happens, I don't want to keep giving you guys all this stuff on my channel, unless you want it. I mean, you know, I'm doing it because it needs to be said. These things need to be said. So, anyway, until next time, this has been Charming Man 93. Like, share the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all later.